What's up, everyone? I'm back at y'all with another video. Now for this one, this is going to be a top 10 of my favorite horror sequels. Now this was a tough list to make because I'm a diehard horror fan. And so yeah, like this list could be controversial. Some people might not agree with my list, but this is just my opinions. So yeah, now let's begin. Coming at my number 10 is Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Now, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter is one of the greatest horror sequels out there. Now, I'm a casual Friday the 13th fan. I'm not the biggest fan of the Friday the 13th franchise. There's only really like 3 or 4 I enjoy in all. Probably like 3 I enjoy in the Friday the 13th franchise. Maybe even 4. But yeah, the Final Chapter, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. In my horror movies, in my slasher movies, or horror movies in general, I want good characters, and the Friday the 13th Final Chapter has the best characters in the entire Friday the 13th franchise. You fall in love with most of these characters in this movie. And it's one of the greatest horror sequels. You had some great gory kills. Jason looks badass in this film. And Jason was actually pretty creepy, pretty scary in this film as well. So yeah, that's why it's at my number 10. Coming at my number 9 is A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Now, this sequel is great. Like, it's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie out of all of them. It's so freaking good because of the characters. You fall in love with all these characters, and the kills were great. Freddy was great. All them one-liners that Freddy says in this movie was great and stuff. And there's some good, funny one-liners here and there. Some awesome gory kills. I enjoy Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. It's a fantastic sequel. Coming in at my number 8 is Halloween 2018. Now, this is a great sequel. Now, this is a sequel, a direct sequel to the original Halloween. So, pretty much it's a sequel. And Halloween 2018 was great because you had that original feel back in the Halloween franchise. To me, this movie was good since Halloween 4. Because Halloween 4 is one of my favorite horror sequels of all time. Which is a spoiler alert, because y'all could probably see that much higher on the list. Halloween 2018 was great. It was spectacular. Loved it. The mask was great. The kills were great. The characters were pretty damn cool. I love this movie. Coming up number 7 is The Conjuring 2. Which is, I'm freaking hyped for The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I'm super hyped for that movie because I'm a huge fan of the Conjuring universe. And The Conjuring 2 was just amazing in my opinion. The mood and atmosphere that James Wan captured in this film. The jump scares that James Wan captured in this film. That tension building and building and building was great. Because in a good horror movie, that's what I want. I always want good tension building. And that's what I see in The Conjuring 2. Love this movie. That's why it's at my number 7. Coming in at my number 6 is The Strangers Pray at Night. Now, as all y'all may know, I'm not the biggest fan of the first one. Because I'm not too much of a fan of house invasion movies. It's a straight up house invasion movie. And it was boring. The first one was boring. And then to me, The Strangers Pray at Night did it a lot better. Because this is a straight up slasher movie. Of course, it's still a home invasion movie as well within the slasher movie. But this movie is a straight up slasher. I freaking love it. And like, because, to me, it seems like the mistakes that they did in the first one, they brought it back. And it made it better in the second one. So, this movie, of course, it had to be on the list because I freaking love this movie. From beginning to end, I was never freaking bored during it. I love that it takes place in a trailer park because, I used to live in a trailer park and stuff. But this trailer park's in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of creepier. And it's kind of more realistic in a way, too. So, Strangers Pray at Night, it had to be at my number 6. It had to be on the list. So it's at my number 6. I freaking love this movie. Coming up at my number 5 is now a lot of people probably wouldn't even put this on their list. Coming up at my number 5 is It Chapter 2. Now hear me out. The miniseries that last the adult part of the miniseries didn't work because that ending was just horrible. Now, in It Chapter 2, they fixed all the mistakes that they did in the old miniseries ending. Fixed all the mistakes, in my opinion. I enjoyed It Chapter 2. It wrapped up the story very well, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. And in my personal opinion, I think It Chapter 2 is scarier than the first remake. So yeah, there you go. I enjoyed that movie. I love it so much. Fantastic horror film. And in my opinion, they upped the gore in It Chapter 2 as well. Coming up number 4. Now, I've noticed that some people are starting to hate this movie, which I can't understand why. Coming up number 4 is Halloween H2O. It's a direct sequel to the second Halloween. It's a direct sequel to part 2. I enjoyed this movie. Of course, they used a CGI mask. They used 3 different masks throughout this movie. It's like, why couldn't you use one of the masks? I don't get that. But other than that, I enjoyed this movie. They try to bring it back to the original. You know, they have that slow burn build up and stuff like the original. This movie does have some good gory kills. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. So yeah, it had to be on the list because I love it so much. Coming up number 3. Now, a lot of people might be questioning stuff like, why the fuck would you put this one on the list? Coming up number 3 is Cult of Chucky. I can't understand why some people hate this movie because to me, this movie had everything I wanted to see in another Chucky movie. You had 3 Chuckies coming to life. Who doesn't want that, for one? And for 2, who doesn't want some awesome gory kills like this movie has? So yeah, this movie has a lot of good things going for it. It could have been even better. Like, it could have been the best Chucky movie if they made it to where Nika and Andy team up to battle Chucky. All them Chuckies. It would have been a better story if they did that. But I still had fun with the movie because them gory kills, some of the best kills in the franchise. And the 3 Chuckies that come to life. I love it. And I love the opening scene of the movie. You know, because it kind of set the tone of what this entire film is going to be like. And then I love how Chucky wins by the end. Because if you're going to do a new movie, sometimes you got to do something different, switch it up to where the audience didn't expect it. You know, and if you think about it, Chucky kind of won also in Curse of Chucky in a way. But Cult of Chucky, Chucky wins completely by the end of the movie, and it gives me hopes of what can happen in the future of the franchise or what can potentially happen in the Chucky TV series. Coming at my number 2 is Child's Play 2. Now, like, sometimes I'm like, do I like this better or do I like the original better? I still like the original just a little bit better. Like, razor thin difference. Like, the original is just a razor thin difference better than Child's Play 2. But Child's Play 2 is so close to being just as good as the original. Like, it kind of is just as good as the original, pretty much. But Child's Play 2 had everything you loved about the original and cranked it up. You had some awesome gory kills. They upped the kills from the original, which is the original had some good gory kills, but in Child's Play 2, they upped the gore, they upped the kills, and you got to see more Chucky, and that's what the fans want. And Child's Play 2 is just a great sequel. You got that freaking final act in the movie, which is just amazing. I have nostalgia for this movie as well. When I was a kid, I used to watch the original, the first 2, over and over and over again. The first one and the second one just back to back, over and over and over again, non-stop. That's how good Child's Play 1 and 2 is to me. And Child's Play 2 is just great. It's just an amazing film in general. You got the great opening scene where they're fixing Chucky back up, because it kind of leads off directly after the original, where Chucky's burnt up and stuff. They taking that burnt stuff off of Chucky and then fixing Chucky back up. So I like how it shows how they're building the doll back up. I love that opening scene because it kind of sets the tone what the entire film could be like, and you got more Chucky. So that is awesome, and hopefully one day in the future, Chucky will end up being just as good as Child's Play 1 and 2. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because Child's Play 2 is a damn good sequel. That's why it's at my number 2. Now, coming at my number 1, a razor thin difference, is Halloween 4. One of the greatest sequels ever. It's one of the greatest sequels ever. What more can I say? It's epic. You know, kind of like Child's Play 2. They cranked Michael Myers up to an 11. You got more Michael Myers. And it was great. You got some good gory kills. The only one issue I had with it was Michael Myers' mask. But the characters are great. The kills are great. The story was great. Everything about this movie was great. I love this movie a lot. That's why it's at my number one. I could spend forever talking about this film. It is pretty much a masterpiece in my opinion. The only one issue is the way the mask look. That's about it. But everything else in this movie, boom, spectacular. So yeah, this was my top 10 favorite horror sequels of all time. Let me know in the comments below what y'all's top 10 favorite horror sequels of all time. I would like to see y'all's thoughts. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share, and also hit the bell so you know when the video is uploaded. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I guess I'm out. Peace.